All right, we're going to take a look at Ranklytics, which is now available back on AppSumo. It was part of the Sumo Day event of 2025 last week, and it's back on right now. You can see what the current pricing is right here. License tier 1 you can pick up for $69. When they first launched several months ago, they launched at $49. So their pricing has gone up. What I'm really interested in is just the keyword research. We'll go and create an article, which is really big with them because you don't get a whole lot of articles. Basically, the way it's structured is that it's a high quality AI writer, but we'll put that to the test. What I'm really interested in is the keyword research. The keyword research was good when I tested it out. And then also, the rank tracking is pretty fairly priced, what's included. And I'm looking over here at license tier 4 for $4.99, and you get unlimited tracked keywords. We'll spend more time in the tool under the tracked keywords feature. I come over here to SERP Robot, and you can see all my projects on the left-hand side. I've been using this for years, and I'm paying $15 per month. I've been paying for probably 5 years now. If you take 12 months times 5 years, what is that, 60? So you have 60 months times 15 per month. I've already paid $900. That rounds to $1,000. So I've already paid $1,000 in my business for SEO and SERP tracking. I'm starting to track keywords on my LearnWirePro.com site and also some of my other projects. I'm at a crossroads, right? Do I continue to keep paying $15 per month, or is this one of those tools that if you can find a tool that can do the rank tracking for you, that would be a really good thing. One thing I'm kind of looking into is on Ubersuggest, Neil Patel's SEO tool. They have keyword tracking in there as well, and I have a lifetime deal to them, but I have one of the lowest plans, so I probably paid like $200 or $300 for my plan. But even if you get into the lifetime deal on their site, right? Let me just pull this over real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. Right over here, I believe I'm like on the business. I think I paid like $4.90. And at the time I paid, it was probably much less than that. And so that's why I get like 100 tracked keywords. So they've done some updates here or whatever. The plan that I have gives me 100 tracked keywords per domain. But if we came over here, and I'm talking about this briefly because this is a part of SEO. You want to be able to track your keywords as well. And that's why there's specific tools like SERP Robot. That's all they do. You can see that I can pay $990, that exact same price that I've been paying just for SERP Robot the last 5 years. I could just invest that right now and get 300 tracked keywords per domain. That is great, but I don't know if I'm willing to spend basically $1,000 so I can track keywords. This is a Powerhouse tool, does a lot of things. Maybe this is just the tool. Make that investment. But what I don't like about this is that I'm only getting 300 tracked keywords per domain, right? What if I need 500 or 700 or 1,000 and I just paid $1,000 for this tool? I'm not going to be able to get this. Now, they have packs you can add on $5 per and they give you another 250 keywords per month. So that would just be a solution. I could literally add that on my plan right now. But now I'm paying $5 a month, $60 a year for keyword tracking. The pricing on Ranklytics, if you actually pick up license tier 4, and I'm just trying to analyze this, you guys let me know what you think. But when a keyword tool, an SEO powerhouse tool like Ranklytics is trying to be, this unlimited starts looking really good when you can cut that price in half. And then you have all the other features, the keyword research and the content writing. You also get the content writing 100 AI articles per month. The current plan that I'm on, I'll only get 3, right? So it starts looking really good for an SEO agency where you can have 30 users, you can manage 25 websites using this tool and so forth, okay? And then you get access to all of the other stuff, white labeling, all that kind of good stuff. Now, I did ask, I was curious as well. So this is some of the stats about the startup here, still new, but about 2.5 years in, based in Austin, Texas. That's actually where AppSumo is ran and founded as well. And then we have, it's still a small team and so forth. It's got good ratings and everything. I went down here and I went to questions, and I actually did ask a question. I don't see my question anywhere, but I asked, when do they do the rank tracking refreshes, right? Like a lot of these tools, they do it weekly, monthly, bi-weekly. But if you want the good stuff, and SERP Robot, certainly it does it every 24 hours. Dial it in on SERP Robot to every 12 hours if you really want to. But every 24 hours is what I think Neil Patel's tool, Ubersuggest, does as well. So it needs to be 24 hours in order to make a decision like that. But I just thought I'd pose that kind of question to yourself as well. If you need rank tracking, it's not very often. There's been rank tracking tools that have hit AppSumo that are around these same prices right here that only do rank tracking, and they haven't offered unlimited plans. It starts at 100, then goes to 200. Their max plan might be like 600 words per month. It was literally called Rank Tracker. If we come over here, it was literally called Rank Tracker. Let me go and pull this up. So this was Rank Tracker. And we can go see, I'm not sure if they still show what their plans were on here, but you can see that like the last time they were on here, they had a single license, 100 daily tracked keywords. You only get 100 tracked keywords, and it was expensive. This was an expensive tool. A tool like this, it's just one of the side things they add in here because they're trying to be an Ahrefs, SEMrush type tool. If you buy their $500 license tier all-in plan, you get unlimited rank tracking. That excites me. We're going to jump into the tool real quick. We're really going to focus on keyword research and rank tracking. While I'm talking about rank tracking, I may as well show you. You can go over here to this ranking report. You can click the button there or click the keywords, and it will take you to that section. The report over here is a little bit different. The keywords section is where you do the rank tracking, your manual. So like if I go over here and we're looking at all these keywords that it's pulling up that we're ranking for, it's showing 300 keywords that my site LearnWire is ranking for. It tells you if you have position 1, 2, or 3, if you have position 4 through 10. So I have 3 keywords that are on page 1. And then on page 2, we have 6 keywords. And then everything else is following on page 3 through 10. Okay. And then if I want to track one of these keywords more closely, I can click the track keyword button. I can go with a report. I can view the page. We can do all kinds of good stuff. It tells us what our potential is. It just has like an algorithm, what our potential is. The higher potential, the better. It's probably based on the keyword difficulty plus the search volume. If you were ranking number 1, you can sort by these different things right here. One thing I wish it would do is as it's pulling in new keywords, I wish that we could sort by new, right? I want to look at the new keywords that are showing up in our site that we're ranking for that I didn't know we were ranking for. It does a pretty nice job on this report. You can go and look at on-page fixes, pages, backlinks, all that kind of good stuff, okay? But if we come over here and click on keywords, this is where you're going to see we can go find more keywords. That's the keyword research setting. We'll go and look at that in a second. But this is the keyword tracker right here. When we come and look at this, I'm tracking 13 keywords right here. And then when we come over here to the billing section, you can see I'm at AppSumo tier 1 right now. You can see all the stuff you get. You can also see that we're tracking 12 keywords. I think it has one off for whatever reason, but it'll tell you how many content audits you have this month left, how many users. I'm the only one. If I want another user, I need to upgrade to plan 2. Articles, I haven't written any, but I only get 3 per month, and websites, I only get 1. So I like the transparency, and the UI, everything is really clean and it's easy to find things. The tool is pretty dang good. This is one of those tools where you might be glad that it came back because you missed it when it was on AppSumo the first time. I did give it a high rating. I don't remember what my rating was. You can go back and look at my full review, but I certainly gave it a high rating and was pretty impressed with it. That's what I do remember. We'll come through here and you can see here's all the keywords. If we wanted to look at, say, email marketing, we've got 6 keywords in here that I've added. I haven't written any of these articles, but I added them in there. That's another good way to add keywords to the rank tracker that you are going to write later on. Then you can come in here and have a schedule. In Magic, write a blog article right there. Now, I'm spending a lot of time on the rank tracker because that's kind of what is on the forefront. That's what I'm thinking of right now in my business. These are things you probably go through determining if you need to buy a lifetime deal tool or not. Can you replace a monthly paid tool? Those are always the questions that I have, what I'm always trying, like that's what the goal is, right? And so when we come back over here, one thing that I absolutely love that no other rank tracking tool does is that when we come in here, and something else that I want to show you guys too, I'm going to make an entire video about this. My site got hit a couple of years ago by the Google Core update. What was it? HCU, something like that. Helpful content update. And I believe that was back in 2023. This site that I had 100 or 200 articles on, it was ranking. It was my AI test site, right? And it was just ranking. It would rank within 24 hours, almost any article that I would go for. It was pretty cool. And then that one just got hit bad by that core update. I made a video like, can you recover a website? I removed all the content just for fun. I was like, I may as well, right? Removed all the content, all hundreds of articles, and then started fresh and wrote just a couple articles on the website. And you can see it's taken a very long time. So it's probably like from an SEO standpoint, SEOs would probably tell you you're doomed, just start a new website. But in this case, this URL file that is very old, 12 to 15 years old, did get hit by the HU update, a core update a couple years ago. I removed all the content and slapped up some fresh articles that were on point, still used AI articles for it. And you can see that I can label what software I used to write them. So Reword, my Reword articles are ranking, right? This Content Boom, I don't even know if this software is around. This was a lifetime deal software, but it is ranking right there. Since then, I've removed that from my website. It was a plugin. SEO Piddle, that is a recent tool as well, and it's ranking for a keyword that has search volume, so pretty good. So that's really cool. What I really like, and you can go over to LearnWire Pro, this is probably the best way to look at this. Now, when I test out a new AI software or workflow, you can see like Harbor SEO, Koala, Claude. When I do certain things like Video Tap, and then I bring in that article that Video Tap created for me based on a video, and then I bring it into Neuron Writer to further optimize it and do all the good stuff to it, and then post it, I'm able to track, hey, how well did that article do? We were going for AI review, and we're currently ranked on page 1. Now, it's not a popular tool or anything like that. There's no competition really, but we did grab a page 1 ranking for that. So that's what I really like. If we come over here and we look at Gemini, we can see we're already starting to rank for articles that I'm writing in Gemini. So this is what I really like about my SERP tracker and using SERP Robot. I'm not an affiliate. They don't even have an affiliate program. This is just the tool that I use and I've been using for the last 5 years for rank tracking. The number one feature I like is that it updates your keywords daily, and every 100 words that you add, it's like $5 per month. And then I get to go in here, and when I add a new keyword, I get to come in here and add a tag. And I get to say, hey, I wrote it with this tool. I tag it based on the way that I wrote the article. That way, if I spot a trend, I can find a trend like, oh, my articles are ranking. And if I click on something, I'm like, it seems like every time I write in this software, my articles rank highly. So that's something I tried to apply to Ranklytics. In Ranklytics, you could use what they call seed keywords. If I wanted to add a keyword, we could actually come in here and add a new. So let's just say I'm using ChatGPT to write my article. So I would just say that, and then I would say, new keyword here. And then I would push save, and let's just go and besides doing that, let's just go and I guess we'll just push save. So now we're going to track that keyword and create a new tracker, right? And so this will update. You can see the wheel spinning, and now we're done. So now if I wanted to go and look and say, hey, the chat articles I have, I can click over here and say, oh, these are all my articles. So you actually could use their seed keywords. Now they built this in order to say, hey, all my email marketing keywords, how are they doing? That's kind of how they initially thought of it, which is cool. But the way that I would use this and the way that I use keyword tracking is really, I just want to know what strategy I used in order to write for that keyword, right? Now, I wish that they would let us add this to multiple, because then you could create email marketing and put it in the software of choice that you used. This is a great way that we could use the rank tracking system. This tells us what our rank is. We do have some sorting right over here, sort by search volume and see what we've got. We have a top 10 page for Go High Level Review right here that gets 1,000 searches, which would be great. It's a difficult keyword tool, and it's very easy to add our keywords when we want to go and add keywords right there. That's what makes that unlimited so good. When they get back to me, if they say that they do a refresh on this every 24 hours, I would maybe start toying with the thought of possibly picking up license tier 4. I'm not buying a whole lot of tools this year. I'm doing a great job with refraining from buying these tools that I just really don't need in my business. This is my job. I just review softwares for you. And yes, it's hard to get like shiny object syndrome. These tools are fun, right? And we want some of these tools. I've been asking myself a lot. Every time I want to buy a tool, do I really need that tool? The answer has been no all year for the most part. In this case, for rank tracking, this could be a tool that if I paid for it and they end up being a good, solid company that's going to be around for years, this could be worth the investment just for the rank tracking alone. Now let's go write some content. Think of this as a podcast. This is how my brain works, and I'm taking you along for the journey of assessing if I should buy the tool. I'm impressed with the rank tracker ability and the unlimited. You might be thinking, why don't you just show me how to use the software? You can watch my Ranklytics review where I jump more into the software. We're just going to do some simple keyword research. Let's go into a seed keyword and say course. I just want to say courses as a seed keyword and see what comes up for courses. How many keywords can Ranklytics pull out for us? Are there any keywords we could write an article on and publish on our site? It's funny, our articles are actually ranking. If we type in earn money from Udemy and you go over, you can see on page 5, we are actually ranking right here for this keyword, a fresh ranking right there. And you can actually go in and see our impressions on the site completely died down. If we look at the last 16 months on my Google Search Console, you'll see that this is where it was booming. Well, the site was doing great, and then it just tanked and went boom. So maybe that was a full year ago. The first one came out. I'm not really sure if it was a year ago or two. I get lost now. But you can see that the site completely got hit. Then I removed all the content right here. And then we went several months of I just didn't do anything. And then I might have thrown some content on any point during. I probably decided, oh, let's do the test. Let's put a couple articles up and so forth. And then you can see impressions slowly came back. We had impressions all the way up to 74. During the hit, we never got up to 74 impressions. I'm trying to see right here if it will show us. It's working right there, but I don't know why. Okay, so there we go. 46 impressions right there. So we have achieved almost double the impressions. And so you can see that there's like an uptick. It seems like it's recovering. And this is just all for a fun test to see if you can actually recover a website. The test was remove all the content on a penalized website and then add new fresh content and see if it can recover and come back. And I think that the answer is starting to be yes right there. Okay, let's go back over and see what keywords we've got right here. I don't think they tell us how many keywords they found for us. It just keeps going. This is something I wish we had a better way. So it just keeps going. Look, it's just kind of like an unlimited scroll wheel, which, you know, it just keeps going. So I think that they probably should modify this and make it a little bit better as far as our control over how many keywords are on each page. It should have a number up here, how many keywords it found for us in total. Also, I don't know if we have a download feature. So I don't know if we can analyze a keyword, add it to a tracker or something like that. This right here, I believe I did actually grade it pretty poorly. I'm impressed with the amount of keywords it gives, but I'm not impressed that I'm not seeing a download button. We should be able to export our keywords. When we go over to the roadmap, they have shipped things. Look, add internal links automatically, custom prompts, brand voice. They've been doing things right over here since they created this roadmap since October. So it's been 6, 7, 8 months, and they've been adding and shipping things. But the last thing they shipped was September. So of 2024, and really would probably, let's see right over here, latest ideas, most, least, that's shipped. I'm trying to see latest ideas. Okay, so there's December and it says they shipped. Okay, still, I'm not seeing anything that has shipped since. And so that's a little bit of a concern right there. Definitely kind of a red flag, to be completely honest with you. I haven't seen anything ship this year. Like, it's not updated. I almost want to go and leave a comment and say, hey, I noticed I don't see anything that has shipped this year. We can look at under development, user account able. So that's not updated as well. I would love to get my questions and concerns answered. We have planned. So this is planned here. We do have some under consideration. There was one, I believe, add keywords exportation. Yes, that absolutely should be upvoted. And it is. I just upvoted it to 24. We should be able to export our keywords, and we're not able to do that. I'm wondering if you could do something like this and do a Control A, and maybe it would copy everything. And let's just see if we can do that. I will go and open up a Google Doc real quick and see if I can paste this in here. The wheel is spinning. It's having a hard time. I'm going to wait on that. We'll come back and we'll see what ends up happening with that. But let's go back over here and see if we can just sort this. So sort by relevance, search volume, keyword difficulty. Let's go with keyword difficulty. These would be cooking classes, entrepreneurial leadership certificate, emotional intelligence for sales leadership. What I would say is that the keyword tool definitely needs improvement. We need a filter where I can filter based on the search volume, amount of words or characters in the phrase, keyword difficulty, and maybe some other metrics. It has to have courses in it. If I want all my keywords and articles that I create to have the word course or courses in it, would be a good thing to stay laser focused on track as a strategy. That doesn't really do any good with keyword difficulty when the relevancy is lost, right? We can go and look at search volume real quick on this and see we have some words that don't mean anything. I'm going to go over here and say relevance. You can see the wheel is still spinning, so it's having a hard time pasting that. It just isn't going to work. So we have relevance, and that's really what you're going to probably go with. So it says a keyword difficulty, best online learning platform. What you're going to want to do is find some that have some keyword volume, a decent keyword score, and they don't even have up here. That should be frozen, right? Like the keyword monthly searches and all that, when we scroll, this part right here should freeze like the first row on an Excel spreadsheet when we scroll down, so that when we're down here, we know what we're looking at. So those are some simple things that someone that's not even like a coder recognizes with usability, ease of use, and so forth. So best platform to sell online courses, that might be a good keyword. You can click on it and it opens up a new page for us, tells us more stats, the search volume, the keyword difficulty, secondary keywords are all right over here. So it identifies keyword, secondary keywords. It gives us the user intents, find the most popular platform for selling online. We currently are not ranking for this. Number of pages ranked 0 and keyword difficulty is considered low. This is where Ranklytics as your SEO tool starts shining. Now, you can always type in the keyword, find it in another keyword tool that's just better at keyword research. They definitely need to put more time into their keyword research tool to be a fully fledged alternative. Keyword research is everything to these tools, right? Desperately need to watch this video so they can make improvements to their keyword research tool. But this is pretty dang cool. Just find your keyword in another tool like Low Fruits, SE Ranking, Ubersuggest, or any of those tools. Then just come in and paste it in. You can still get to this point without using their keyword tool. Now, we can come in here and start looking. It does have competitors, so top 10 competitors right here. What I'm not seeing is that it says top 10 competitors, but I'm only seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm scrolling down and nothing's happening. So even though it says top 10 competitors, it's only allowing me to look at 5. So I don't like that. These are things I hope that maybe I'll send them my video. They need to watch it so they can make improvements to make this a even better tool, teachable. So we have the current rank word count right here, almost a 6,000 word article from Zapier right there. Readability right here, and H1 tag. So I do like this. It's finding external backlinks, images, and so forth. So you can actually just kind of see some of the stats of what you're competing with. You can rank on page 1 with a less than 1,000 word article if it's just really, really good. And so then now you'd come up here and you would say, hey, the best platforms to sell online courses, best platform to sell online courses. I like that one because it's basically got the keyword in it. That's probably the best one from an SEO standpoint, a comprehensive comparison, top 10 online course platforms, why you shouldn't use Udemy, boom, 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 5 reasons to consider. So they're all really good, but I like this one right here. And what we're going to do is we can add this to project. We can start writing. I want to copy this just so I don't lose this. I'm going to copy this. And I'm also going to click add to project. So topic has been added to your project. I don't know where the project is, but I'm also going to go and paste this keyword in right there so I don't lose it. And now I'm going to just say start writing. Okay, so we're going to go and write this article. So what keywords are you targeting? Best platform to sell online courses. We've got our title already. We've got our slug, best platform to sell online courses. We have our meta title and meta description. So the SEO is already done for us. It looks really good. It's a nice short meta description as well. We have generate using AI or freestyle writing. Of course, we want to use AI for this. We have an optimize stats internal links. We have all of our semantic keywords. We can generate an image. If I can remember correctly, I didn't do a very good job with that last time. We have all of our stats, keyword densities, and all that. All we have to do is just click the create outline button and it's going to go to work. So the best platforms to sell online courses, comprehensive comparison in the ever evolving digital landscape. I think this is just the outline. I think they're using one of the lower quality models of ChatGPT or something like that just to create a outline for us. And then in the next step, so this would be a red flag, right? But it completely changes when we go to the next step. If I remember this tool correctly, it will actually end really well. So exploring premium learning management systems in 2023, make sure you change your dates here. So come in here and make sure to change your dates right over here. And I think that it would do that too. I'm not sure, but I'm definitely not going to move to the next step without fixing some of these easily fixable things. So just look for dates, make sure it says 2025. We're looking pretty good. And so there's your article right here, top online course platforms. It didn't actually identify some of Udemy, Thinkific, and Teachable. So hopefully in this next step, it does. And you can see over half of the semantic keywords were highlighted, which is great. Now we'll push the next button. And what happens in the next phase is it is now actually writing our content. You can see that it's actually writing our content right here. This did not work over here, so I'm going to give up hope on this. We can definitely see that it was hundreds or even thousands of keywords. I tried to copy and paste that on a clipboard and it doesn't work. So they desperately need to add that feature to where we can go and actually export our keywords. Let's come back in here. So now we're writing this. We're at a 43% score right now. Let's go and see what it has to offer. Those are the best platforms to sell online courses. As the world shifts increasingly towards digital solutions, the demand for online courses is skyrocketing. In fact, the global e-learning market was valued at a staggering $197 billion in 2020. So with those kind of stats, we probably would want to go and start checking to see the accuracy of this, right? In 2020. So I'm going to go like this, value 2020. And let's just see. So it looks like it was 250 billion based on, but here's where it got it. So estimates 220 range from 197 billion to 250 billion. And so it does actually pull from here 197. So it does actually check out, but you would maybe want to say, well, actually be clear about that. 197 billion to 250 billion. And that way you're giving the full stats. So I would recommend make sure you read through these articles before you post them. Technically speaking, it did get it right because we just saw that that was the lowest end of the spectrum of how much this industry was worth back in 2020. But so in this blog post, we will just dissect various. So it definitely just has AI. Like as the world shifts increasingly towards we can go and copy this. It's not going to perform well in 0GPT. And that's just the biggest introduction paragraph of all time. So not good. Let's continue understanding your needs as a course creator before you rush into the vast sea of options. I also didn't see the ability to change, maybe add knowledge base, add a tone of voice and stuff. I didn't really see that ability. Unless I'm missing it somewhere, I didn't see that. So that's not good. Click on links over here. Use 5 or more relevant links. We didn't do that as well. But it's saying we have a 61% score because we're optimized on H1, H2 tags, word counts optimized right here, over 2,000 words. The content should include 3 or more H2 tags. Yes. Keyword density is maybe not so optimized, and featured image. Okay. So I'm going to keep coming down here. The power of marketing tools, support systems, Thrive's support system right there. So it's adding an automatic link. I don't see what the link actually is unless I highlight it and then click on the link. Thrive Review. It did pull up Thrive Review and added an internal link. So it did add an internal link there automatically. That's pretty impressive. We'll come back over here and look. So links. But where's the internal links? Okay, so here's internal links, comprehensive Ranklytics review, go high level review. If we just click on one, since this was small business software, but I'm not really sure. So we click on it, that opens up the page. It's finding links that we could use. What's a plus button? So you could add that in as well. Oh, okay, selling courses online. It did add all of these. So selling courses online, trying to see if there's any other ones. So it didn't necessarily add all of those. BreezeDoc review. This one's got to be BreezeDoc, right? So just highlight that. And that was Breeze. And is Breeze over here to the right? BreezeDoc is over here to the right. Not really sure if this is signifying all of the links right there. So we would just need to highlight that, click on a link. And so you'd probably come in here and just grab the URL, copy it. So it isn't like a super easy way, but the feature of this that is good is that it is pulling in links that it thinks are relevant to the article. You would copy that, find a keyword, highlight it, and add the link. It's not amazing, but it's decent. And it did automatically add like 3 links, which is good. Top online course platforms for 2025, it did go into it. Like there's your Teachable, there's your Thinkific. So that's where when I was telling you the outline, don't be kind of fooled by the outline. The outline doesn't look good in the beginning, and then it really goes to town on the second phase, and it did do a good job. Teachable, Thinkific, Kajabi, Podia. I would probably want to add more in here. We do have a 4,000 word article, which is nuts. comparing the digital course marketplaces like Udemy, Skillshare, Coursera, all that. And then the verdict right here, exploring. So it's a lot, right? You could probably tell that it's very repetitive. It's very list type. It's very bulleted. And it's just a data dump of 4,000 words. You would need to take this and do some further things to post this on your site. We could get better content if we use Koala Writer or another AI writer, but this gets the article done for you. I would create some prompts to make this more human. It does have an AI writer. It does have a preview. You can publish it from here. You can preview it. You can save. I'm going to go ahead and push save. I'm going to scroll to the top and see if I can. Here's your stats right here. So here's some of the stats that were used right here in the content research. So it does do some active research and adds. If you want that all in one, it's doing some of the adding in semantic keywords, which is great. You can go in, optimize your article right here as well. Another thing I didn't notice is our ability to select how long we want the article. I didn't see that ability. We want to be able to select, hey, I want a 2,000 word article, a 2,500 word article. I don't think I would want to get used to publishing 4,000 words because that could be a red flag for AI content. I don't see a copy button. So there's just things in the UI that they really need to kind of, okay, so when we're in here, we just discovered this and this should be far more obvious and it's not. But just fooling around right here, some of those things that I wish that I would have known, style of writing, we should have been able to pick. Now we had Claude 3.5 and GPT-4. The fact that they're not on Claude 3.7 or Sonnet or even Claude 4.0, we are using a lower model here, right? And so I would definitely take the content, put it into Google Gemini or Claude 4.0 and say, hey, rewrite this, more human, have some advanced prompts. But it did go out there and do the work for us, but we just need to make it a lot better. This would just been the style of writing. We wouldn't really have been able to do much. That's not a whole lot of options, but those are the options that we would have had, okay? And like I said, I don't see a copy button, so I'm gonna have to go and just grab the article the good old-fashioned way. And this is just a massive book. No one's going to read this content. You publish this and you rank. No one's going to stay on the page. It needs to be 2,000 words. It needs to have images. That's just the way that content works. I'm going to do a couple things here. I'm going to go to Hemingway and we'll grade this content and see what it came out. Now we know grade 11, it's not horrible because we already know that the top ranking articles are college level or 10th to 12th grade reading level. So that's not really a concern because we already did the research. We know that that's okay. I want to go in here to 0 GPT and use this to just kind of paste this in. We are well over the amount that we can use. So let's just start removing some of this right here. We'll still get a really nice coverage. There we go. We'll detect and see what this ends up coming out with. And then we'll wrap this video up, guys. Your text AI generated, 94% certainty right there. To conclude, this was my Ranklytics revisit. They have a lot of good things going for them. They have a lot of tools that you can use. I just did some keyword research, rank tracking, and wrote an article. There's a lot of other stuff you can do. You can go to the dashboard and look at all the different stuff right over here. Oh, even this dashboard's really nice, and you can see LearnWire is cruising in the right direction right there. It'll pull sites, and then you have your competitors and stuff. So I can see the potential of this tool being a really good SEO tool. But the things that we don't know is how serious is the company, right? It's still small. The company is still small. It's still bootstrapped, still in startup. Those are things that are kind of alerts to me that kind of concern me. And then when we went over to the roadmap, definitely some red flags and concerns about things that have been shipped and planned. It seems like they haven't done anything in 5 months. Now, people have asked that direct question. Don't get me wrong. We can come in here and look at the questions. This is people's biggest questions that they're asking just days ago. Is this still being developed, right? And then look at this. Last update to roadmap was September 2024. Are y'all still developing this June 11th? And they have not answered that. We do have this one over here 2 days before that. What updates have been made since? They did directly answer, a more mature platform with new features like backlink gap analysis, structured data schema, and autopilot content. You can tailor the writing style based on your brand voice, but I didn't see brand voice. We did not see that other than maybe the advanced prompt, which I think has always been there, but there was no knowledge base upload or train your knowledge base or your tone. So I'm not really even sure. I would be almost scared to throw in our roadmap link when you haven't updated it in the last 5 or 6 months. I didn't see any posts from this year, and we're in June, halfway through the year of 2025, and you haven't updated your roadmap. Those are things that are concerning to me. Okay. At the end of the day, I think that this is a pretty solid tool, but it is going to come with those red flags for an LTD. How long is this going to be able to be bootstrapped and funded? And then going over and just seeing maybe how much the site is getting, 4,000 monthly visits for the app, right? And then Ranklytics AI. I'm going to just go and do one more test. I'm going to log out and try to go to their homepage. So pull up their homepage here and see what traffic's coming to their site right over here. So 7,000 monthly visits. It's not a ton to have a massive amount of confidence that this is a tool that they're bringing in a bunch of customers. What does their pricing look like on their site? $49 a month. They're kind of going with a little bit more expensive route as well. So what do you guys think? I'm going to leave it up to you. Do you think that this tool is very risky to purchase and so forth? I think at the end of the day of just kind of going through the tool, I'm probably not going to spend the money. I think there's just too much risk involved right now with paying $500 for the tool. And we don't know if it's going to be around for another year or two. What are your thoughts on this? The quality of the content, the keyword research tool. My favorite part so far is actually the rank tracking. I could see how I could use that, but I don't think I'm willing to spend that much money on just a rank tracker, especially for a tool that I don't know is going to be around in 2 or 3 years. Do you like my thoughts on that and analysis on that? If you made it through this entire long form video that I was kind of spilling out my thoughts, you're a true fan and I really appreciate your time with me. So the keyword or secret word today will be bear. Say something about a bear. And I know that you watched the entire thing. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.